for a refinery.
Okay. Do you think that Albertans...
That's all I'm saying to you. You're a hack.
Okay. Do you think Albertans will...
You don't even understand what the story is.
Do you think that Albertans will forgive you for blockading a central infrastructure that they need to get to work?
We make the fuel that comes here, and they lock.
So you have a right to blockade it?
They locked us out.
Just because you work here?
Vehicles in here all week, man. All week.
You didn't let it. You weren't letting them. You weren't letting them in last week.
They stopped talking that day.
Keean Bexte for Rebel News in Carsland, Alberta, at the actual Co-op card lock where the United We Roll movement just rolled in. You might remember United We Roll. They drove from Red Deer all the way to Justin Trudeau's front doorstep almost a year ago now to protest Bill C-69 and Bill C-48, the No More Pipelines Act. They called it. They said that Justin Trudeau was hurting businesses in Alberta to the point of no return. And now they're fighting the same fight on a different battlefield. Out-of-province picketers have come and surrounded a local co-op hub. This co-op hub provides fuel products all across southern Alberta, and right now the co-op trucks that would provide those fuels from this hub can't get in because the picketers from out of province just won't let them in. The truck at the front of this lineup has been here since Monday, and they want to get fuel to different independent gas stations and co-op gas stations across southern Alberta. They can't do it, and eventually they're going to run out of fuel. It's starting to be an emergency here. It's a rural crime emergency, frankly, because these picketers are illegally blockading this co-op. Now, when I got here this morning, there was RCMP presence everywhere, more than I've seen in quite a long time for something like this. They were preparing for something unfortunate to happen. Luckily, it didn't happen because right when the United We Roll convoy arrived here, it was about 8 trucks, a lot smaller than the convoy to Ottawa, but pretty substantial nonetheless. When they arrived, the Unifor picketers folded like cheap suits very quickly and let the convoy in. I'm not sure if the police spoke to them and asked them to make sure that there was no confrontation happening here today. It is Super Bowl Sunday, and I'm sure everyone wants to just get back home today, but these convoyers have come here to make a point, and it's a point that's not lost on the community. I spoke to a few individuals. Here's what they had to say. What brings you out here to this protest today? Well, actually, running the blockade today.
Well, I think it's the whole point is we can't have unions holding everybody hostage for an issue that's not even going on in this province. This location's not unionized. As a co-op member in Airwood, it pisses me off because I'm losing money because the fuel is not getting sold out of here and people are going to other competitors. I get they've got an issue in Saskatchewan, keep it in Saskatchewan, but don't send, there's not a person in this blockade out here, this illegal blockade that's from Alberta, or that I've met yet anyways, so.
As the United We Roll rolled in here, they kept shouting that they were oil and gas workers and that they should be respected. Does being an oil and gas worker, is that any excuse for what they're doing?
I don't feel it is. I mean, it's an illegal blockade. If you had a 7-Eleven in Calgary and people decide they didn't like it and put up fences around it, like that's an illegal blockade. Like that's my biggest problem with this whole thing is it's an illegal blockade. It's an illegal action. I'm not sure why the Solicitor General in the province of Alberta isn't taking action by removing these people from this location.
You drive this here co-op truck. It's a bulk truck that will take fuel where?
This truck takes fuel anywhere to a card lock, a co-op card lock, a co-op bulk plant, co-op gas station, anywhere they tell us to go load.
So you have been waiting here for how long?
Me, myself, I've only been here a day, but this truck has been here for over a week.
Do you think that these folks that came out here from Saskatchewan, do they have a leg to stand on? Are they here rightfully in Alberta picketing? And
in my opinion, they have a right to picket, yes, but to block us from doing our job, that's where it gets shady and dark because, picket, do what you want. The court order says let us in after 10 minutes or until we say we don't want to hear your spiel, and then just let us in, load, let us do our job. I understand their side, but they're affecting us now by blocking us from doing our job and putting food on our family for our tables and getting gas out to the public and fuel out to the public.
So you said that they have to let you in after 10 minutes or something. Why don't you just drive through?
Well, if you drive through, you're on the internet, you're that guy that drove through the picket lines, and then it's a violent altercation. There's a court order right now that states, and either we hold us for 10 minutes, or they hold us until they give us their speech, or we say we want to continue on. Whereas they say that they just hold us for 10 minutes. But now they're not letting anybody in here or Regina because they think this is legal and what they're doing is legal and it's not.
I actually use this for my business fuel, and unfortunately I'm so small and I just kind of care about the local entrepreneurs and I want them to grow, so I don't even take a wage. So I have no personal money, and if I don't have fuel, I have no way to go anywhere. This is my source of fuel. So for a week now, I've not been able to make any deliveries. I've had to borrow money from customers, my own customers, so that I can get places to ask for favors.
So it seems like these blockaders are hurting you in a tangible way. Do you hear this from your neighbors? Are they feeling the same thing?
Yeah, everyone is saying the exact same thing. But from Carsland, we don't really want to get involved. We don't want to cause any fights or anything. We're very compassionate towards someone having their own cause. We just don't understand why when we come and we compassionately ask, can I get some fuel, that I get surrounded, I get videotaped, I get their name calling, and I don't even know them personally. I don't understand how one human can do that to another human. I don't get it. And then all the negative stuff that they've done to my business, they have reviewed my business, falsely accused it of being fake. They're not even customers that have ever used my service before. They've messaged my husband to tell him how stupid I am and what a loser I am. They've messaged my customers, and I don't understand why they try to destroy me. I have my own opinion. I think this is wrong. It's illegal. I'm not the only one who thinks it's wrong.
Now, I also caught up with Glenn Carrott. He's the convoy organizer. He's the one that organized the convoy to Ottawa, and he is here today. He's the one driving OP-22. That's the iconic fire truck that has traveled across Canada. Here's what he had to say.
We're not here fighting a union issue. That's their own issue. Fight your own union issue on your union grounds or somewhere else, but don't stifle small business in Alberta or Saskatchewan or anywhere, especially out here when we've got nothing to do with it. We've gone through some tough times in our economy here in Alberta, and now to throw this at these people and the rest of us, it's unacceptable. This needs to be shut down, and it needs to be shut down now. And that's why we're here, is to create awareness. We had a lot of people reach out to us on social media and say, like, we considered coming out here, and they said, please do it. We really need your support, and we need somebody to stand up for us. And you know what? We pulled in here and they opened up the gates, and so that just shows that it can be done. So stop with the ridiculous blockade and the illegal blockade, and go fight your battle back home.
So Glenn and Haley, the organizers of United We Roll, just came out and extended a hand in good faith to these picketers to ask them a few questions about why they're picketing and whether or not they'll let locals in, and what they feel about them hurting locals. And they got a bit of a sob story. These picketers said, oh, we're oil and gas workers, we're all hard done by, etc., etc. But at the end of the day, that's not an excuse for an illegal blockade. Albertans love oil and gas workers, but they don't like people who come and vindictively target small businesses here in southern Alberta, saying that they're oil and gas workers like that is some sort of an excuse. It's not. There's local small businesses here, run by immigrants even, in Moss Lee, Alberta, all the way to Lethbridge, that fuel up here at this co-op. These picketers say that they'll let locals in. If you're from Carsland, if you're from the area, we'll let you in to fill up, they just said. They told Haley and Glenn. But at the end of the day, most of the business is not done at this card lock. You can see those semis here parked over my shoulder. Those semis would come in here, fill up, and take that fuel to small independent businesses and co-ops across southern Alberta. Now, these folks here say that, oh, we're letting locals in. We're letting locals in. Well, if that was the case, why would this video exist?
Let me escort you out the way, sir.
Oh, whoa! Don't touch me! Don't touch me! Don't touch me!
These picketers are lying. They're not acting in good faith. In fact, they're acting illegally. It is wrong, and it shouldn't be happening in Alberta. Our provincial government needs to be standing up for Albertans and creating a provincial police force so that the people in charge of situations like this are not the RCMP who listen to Trudeau appointees, but rather law enforcement who listen to Albertans and defend Albertans and keep Albertans safe and keep Albertan businesses operating. For Rebel News in Carsland, Alberta, I'm Keean Bexte. It is cold right now, but it won't be cold in early July. That's when Rebel News sets out on a cruise to Alaska. If you want to join us, Ezra Levant, myself, Sheila Gunn Reed, David Menzies, and a whole host of other cool and interesting folks, go to rebelnewscruise.com.